concerned about what I can do through this horse and what the owner can do through this horse. God's not really concerned about what you can do. He's only concerned about what he can do through you, because that's where the real power comes from. You know, for the horses that want to stand too close to you, if you want them to stand further than that, you just ask them to back up, and then release them. And if they come towards you, back up some more. Now, some horses are thieves. Kathy likes to point that out on me all the time, because I'm looking at you and the horse is stealing little steps.
Like just now.
If you correct the little steps, you don't get big ones. But you got to be paying attention, and I'm not really paying attention because this isn't an issue with this horse. This horse, you know, really just needs some leadership and guidance. Go right, go left, lower your head, flex. Since we've got a lot of new people, I can use this illustration again. I never used sticks until I started training women.
You had to go there.
You know, what I want to tell you is I am very comfortable with a rope. I have had a rope in my hand for about 60 years. When I was little tiny thing, I'd go around the corner of the house and set me a snare and, believe it or not, sit behind a chair for hours waiting for somebody to step in it so I could trip them.
I don't think you could sit still for that.
Well, it felt like hours to me.
I'm sure.
But as being a team roper, I am comfortable with a rope in my hand. I think it's better to use a rope. I've always got a lead rope. I remember going to somebody's house one day they'd asked me to come over and help them with their horse. I said, "Does your horse lunge?" And they said, "Sure, lunge him every day." I said, "Okay, let's see you lunge him." She said, "Well, I got to go get my whip." I said, "No, let's see you lunge him without the whip." "Oh, he won't do that." You see, I may not have a whip with me. I may not have the stick with me. I would rather use the lead rope that I've got. You know, I can do it without a lead rope. I can just do it with energy in my body, because horses are kind of scared of crazy people. And I can get crazy sometimes. But I started using a stick because I believe it makes women safer. I think it's easier to handle, and it's easier for the horse to understand. I'll give you my case in point right here. If I got this horse looking at me, and I'm a girl, I want to pet him, because that's what girls do. Except for they pet him on the nose. I'm not going to do that.
He's going to just keep going there, ladies. You just have to get over it.
But when you have a stick, all you have to do is point and take the stick and go right there, right there, right there, until they move. When they move, you're done. I think that's easier for women than it is to work a rope. That's why I say I never used a stick until I started teaching women how to train horses. Not training women. Teaching women how to train horses. If I dug myself out of that hole yet?
No.
Do you have another Bible verse? Do you have another Bible verse we can go to?
Of course. Romans 8, verse 28. We know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose.
God works in all things has been misquoted a whole lot. Because when you read the second part of it, it's according to his purpose. You see, we're doing this series on the advantages of being a Christian. And one of the advantages is having a godly purpose. Now, this horse has a purpose in life, and that is to serve man. That's what it says in Genesis. We have dominion over the animals. So its purpose is to serve in different ways. Depending on the size of the animal, it may have a different purpose in life. You see, with a stick, you can just go over there, bring it back. It's a little easier to handle. Point. Ask. Very We get so caught up into wanting God to serve our purpose. There's way too many horses and dogs out there that are doing what they want to do. You've heard me say dogs are professional people trainers. I had to laugh last night. We spent the night with Amy and Vicki last night. They were gracious enough to come help us.
I think it's Amy and Ron.
Oh, who did I say?
Vicki.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
He is a little dyslexic and ADHD and AD, all kinds of things. So
Well, you don't understand. One word makes me think about 5 things. You know, I thought about dog. I thought about Vicki. Amy, what kind of dogs are those you got? Greyhounds. I'm talking about big greyhounds. So, went upstairs last night. We got ready. I'm cold-natured. Kathy's running through these heat spells. And, you know, I've got on all kind of clothes. And I go back down, and this dog just stands by me and begs. I mean, I know what it's saying. Please touch me. Please touch me. So I'm just ignoring the dog. Finally, I sit down on the couch, and I fold my hands, and the dog goes and sticks his nose under my hand. Oh, you're going to touch me. They're professional. A dog can make you pet him anytime he wants to.
The question is, did you pet him?
I'm sure I did.
I just wanted everybody to understand he too has the same weaknesses we have.
Ain't my dog. I just gave it a little goose in the tail because its hip was getting a little closer to me than the fence. Those are those little signs that people don't see because in the horse world, it don't happen this way. You better think about this too. In the human world.
While you're thinking about it, also think about how, because our energy went up, the horse's energy went up as you were moving him back and forth.
And then it came back down. I've only met a couple of trainers in my life that intentionally builds energy in a horse and makes them scared. Because have you ever thought about sooner or later your horse is going to get scared? How do you teach him to come back down if you never take him up there? I want to take him to that level and then bring him back down. That's why I started out earlier like this. I want to build some energy. What, you want to be crazy? Let's be crazy. Okay, I don't want to be crazy anymore. All right, we'll just see how long it takes. Come back down. But if you never take them there, they don't know how to handle it. They don't know what to do after they get scared. His head start coming back down. Where's his focus at? But very few trainers that I've ever seen are willing to do that. And then you give it to some lady, you go out on a trail ride, an armadillo runs underneath his legs, and he goes, ah, something's happening! And then the horse says, ah, something's happening! And the horse has no idea how to calm down, and the rider has no idea how to help the horse calm down. But, you know, I understand. Oh, he's scared now. I understand that if we totally teach him how to flex, horses are like men. They can only think about one thing at a time. Oh, if I'm thinking about flexing, I'm not thinking about the armadillo. If I think about lowering my head, see, I'm going to go back and get into his mind because horses, it's hard for them to do 2 things at once. Now, can they? Yes. But it is a way of teaching them to come back down. And okay, I know. I can look on your face and tell you there's some people in here say, what is this crazy guy doing? Scaring his horse for no reason. That's abuse. You got to understand, horses do not do fear the way people do fear. God created horses with an instinct to immediately run whenever they think about danger. If a horse wants to stay alive in Africa. He better run before he needs to, or the lion or tiger is going to get him. It's no big deal to them. Unlike humans, horses say, "Oh, that was nothing." Where we don't understand that. You know, somebody scares us with a spider, we're scared the rest of our life. Horses say, "There wasn't nothing to that." But what we don't understand is horses that are, abused. Abused is a great big word. Sometimes all that means is that people didn't have enough money to feed them and they're skinny. Okay, I guess that's a form of abuse. You know, where I grew up, abuse was where they take a 2-by-4 and they beat them. But we see these horses that are scared to death because they've been physically abused. Okay, I want you to think of it this way. There is a ton of children out there today that need to be adopted because they came from a physically abusive family. If you adopt one of them, for heaven's sakes, take them to counseling and get them over it. Don't let them stay abused the rest of their life. And that's the way I am about these horses. Oh, he's been abused, he's head shy. Okay, let's get him over being head shy. Oh, he don't want to touch his ears. Okay, let's touch his ears until he don't care. Don't leave them abused the rest of their life. Don't leave your children abused. People, if you've been abused, don't stay there. Don't continue to be a victim the rest of your life. Be a conqueror. Get some help. We've got some people in this group that have been from one extreme to another. Karen, if you've had some kind of abuse in your life and you're a lady, talk with Karen. Raise your hand, Karen. She will help you through it. We've got people, God has intentionally put people together in this group that can help any situation you have. If you've had a death, we've had people in here that's had a death. If you've been in financial trouble, there's people here that's going to give a testimony, they don't know it yet, about being financially in trouble and then coming out of it. But don't stay there. That wasn't even part of something.